There we go. Okay.
Start?
Yeah, I've got it started.
It's weird. I don't show it saying recording on my screen.
Mine did. I got the little. I got a
Oh, it's in a different place.
verbal notification.
Okay, I found it. Hey, Miles.
Uh-huh.
Thanks for starting that and everything here. I'm gonna derail you for just a bit, and everything, on purpose.
What's up?
On
I'm
purpose.
gonna slack you something here and everything. I'd like you to go.
Sometimes we derail accidentally, but this time we're derailing on purpose.
I need you to go to that link for me, Miles.
What is this?
And then once you're there, are you there? Are you there yet?
I'm here.
Great. This is from your team.
What?
I just sent you 3 different codes that I'd like you to enter in there.
Oh my God.
That we would like you to enter in there.
Happy birthday.
Holy
To you.
cow.
Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday.
Dear Miles.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
To
Dude,
you.
I am floored. Oh my goodness. Thank you so much. Oh my, wow. Well, okay, so that's caught on recording.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Thank you all so much. Wow. Wow.
Okay, I don't remember what all did we get. I know
Okay,
it was the
so for the recording edification's sake on this,
Right.
because Miles apparently can't speak and everything. I just sent Miles the 3 product keys for the 3 digital download books for the Player's Handbook, the Monster Manual, and the Dungeon Master's Guide. Miles, the other half of that will be mailed to you automatically because I put your address in for the physical copy books.
No way.
When those released, you will be getting those.
This is incredible.
Now, in theory, in addition, if you enter all those in soonish, you do get a bunch of extra bonus stuff that you can find on D&D Beyond's website. I have no idea how that's supposed to work, but according to their Q&A, it says that if I gave you all the stuff for it, you should be able to get the stuff for it. And if not, then you and I will work that out with D&D Beyond.
And if not, they're lying liars.
I'm sure that was really technical for everybody else too.
Wow.
that was I gave you the stuff, so you should be able to get the stuff.
Exactly.
That's what I heard.
Yeah, no, it said that all 3 of them were redeemed. Wow. Holy cow. I'm honestly, I'm just sort of stunned. Wow.
We did it, y'all. We did it. We stumped the DM.
You stumped the DM.
Totally speechless.
Inspiration points all around.
But to be fair, Ryan orchestrated all of this. So if anybody gets an inspiration point, it's probably be Ryan.
You are all just incredible. And Ryan, you are an incredibly deceptive person.
I don't think you know the depths of how true that statement really is. I'm just saying.
Yeah, if there's anyone at the table that can lie for a living, it's Lord Dadu.
I win.
Man.
Also, that statement I said when we first started talking about baseball, we're not playing baseball.
Yeah, I know. There's no crying in baseball, but D&D is different.
That's a great movie.
It's a great movie.
All right. I wanted to be here for that. But I'm gonna go socialize with my work people. So I love you all. I'm sorry I can't play tonight. Miles said that they will try to make river decisions for me. if it's needed.
If
Um,
at the very least, I will definitely keep River alive.
I appreciate that very much. Thank you. And I will see y'all next time.
Have fun.
Have a great
Well, have
night.
fun.
Have a good
Bye.
one.
Bye.
Bye.
Later.
Yeah. Congrats. I'm speechless. Oh man.
Messaged me about 20 minutes ago and said, hey, instead of doing that at the end, can we do it at the beginning? Because I have service right now and I'm free. And I was like, yeah, absolutely.
Well,
Quest finished.
yeah, wow. Wow. Okay, I'm
Where were we?
say like I feel like I don't have any segue to get back to game now.
You're like, I have new toys to play with. Bye.
Sadly, they don't actually get them until they normally release.
Well,
But you
Ah.
still- at least I don't think you do.
I get access to the digital copies 3 weeks early.
Oh, okay.
So that would mean that I should get access to the player's handbook by mid-August, I think.
Hopefully right around your birthday.
Yeah, I know.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I'm super excited because all the stuff that's been slowly coming out for it, it's wet my whistle and I need to see the rest. Okay, I guess we pick up where we left off then. You have successfully defeated this massive spectral phenomenon known as Skovald, and then destroyed what remained of him in the forge. And now newly empowered with this blessing from Hidari, you have between you and the rest of the city, this massive army of these shadow creatures. Your allies are in the streets repelling them now. What is your plan next?
Well, to my knowledge, we have this blessing until quote the end of the scene. So I vote we go to town and kick some butt. And by go to town, I just mean kick some butt.
Okay. The horde of these creatures stretches the entire square here, numbering probably somewhere in the thousands, 2,000-3,000. And they are just rank on rank on rank. And it's like for every single one that drops, there is another one behind it, just waiting to fill the gap. Your group is able to cut down tons of them as they continue to funnel towards you. However, there does not seem to be an end to them. You could venture to guess that the longer you stay here, the more your allies are going to be exhausted.
Maybe we should retreat.
Because no matter how powerful you are only 5 people.
Do we know approximately how much life these guys have? These creatures?
We I'd say yeah, you could probably guess not the exact number of hit points, but close. You know that they had about 20 hit points, give or take.
Fantastic.
Yeah, they don't have a lot of HP, and their AC is only a 14. So they're pretty hittable. It's just that there's so many of them.
Okay, and they're just funneling coming toward us.
Yep. And I want to make sure that you are aware of like how far out these are going. From, let's see here. So from where you are at currently in Lost Forge, every area all the way back here until you get to Ivor's Tower is filled with these things. Just to give a very accurate representation.
What?
You have an of the directions that you have the easiest route either going through the sewers or into Old Town. It's the only direct route you have that isn't completely blocked off.
I imagine Amir is singing a glory song and enjoying himself thoroughly as he gets to cut them all down.
Sweet. Either back to the poop tubes or
It
or you
it
said
is-
the new or the forge, right? Or
yeah,
Well,
yeah. Either like the most easily accessible areas to you if you're trying to leave this part of the city are Old Town, or you can head in through the sewers. But yeah, in this space, really the only thing of note is the forge. Everything else is either abandoned, on fire, or both.
so as we're hacking and slashing and cutting these things down, Lord Dadu's gonna cast Prestidigitation on not only the party, but every one of our allies' eyes. Just
Okay.
making them green and sparking.
Hmm. So his usual attire, except giving it to everybody.
Yes, but very, very glowy like.
Gotcha. Okay.
And then at the same time, I'm gonna cast Thunderclap,
Okay.
and an attempt to kind of cull this to make them go away.
Mhm.
So with Thunderclap, you create a boom of thunderous sound that can be heard up to 100 feet away. Each creature within range, which is only 5 feet, must succeed a Constitution saving throw or take 2d6 thunder damage.
Okay. Go for it.
Well, I would imagine they have to make the Constitution saving throw.
Oh, it's a con save. That's right. Burp. Pull up my sheet. They fail. They definitely fail.
Well, then each of them within 5 feet of me as I cast that just take 11 points of damage.
Okay.
But not enough to kill them, which is the important part.
No, but it is enough to make them roll. Let's see.
And then can I also roll intimidation to see if this thing is going to scare these things away?
So because you dealt half their hit points in damage, I now am going to roll to see if that alone is enough to intimidate them to leave.
Oh, great.
Okay. So about I'll say like a 60-foot area in front of you is all just stunned by your thunderclap. And beyond that, the forces continue to try and move towards them. But as they are, this group that's in front of you is now trying to move away from you as quickly as they can. So there's this now sort of a clash which is going to only be temporary, but has given your group a lead. You now are able to repel these things a little easier. The group of you can look around this space and you see your allies and you see all of these things around you that you know full well that you can take without problems. Even without this blessing that the goddess gave you, you can usually make short work of 3 or 4 of these things without a problem. But you can tell now the difference between your group and the others that are here fighting with you. That there is some major difference between the ability that you have and what they have. No matter how hard they fight, they will not be able to do what you can do.
As much as I love the effect we have currently going on, and all the death of killing all of those things, we should probably try to find a way to get our friends out of this area while we have a slight breather or slight chance to. Because like Miles said, we can do this all day. Unfortunately, they cannot. So do we want to try to get back to the summer quarter, or do we want to try to regroup someplace where we can better defend?
Try try to get everybody back to the forge. I don't know if everybody could though, right?
We're at the forge.
Ah.
We're at the courtyard of the forge right now.
The summer quarter, can we easily get there from here? Because that looks like quite a distance.
Yeah, not only is it a major distance between you and it at this point, but the streets are now filled with these things. There's fighting on all fronts throughout the city.
Well, the Rotten's headquarters, even though half destroyed and everything, it had that courtyard that had that kind of gate, that kind of section things in. If that courtyard is still intact, I would think the 5 of us could hold off this group indefinitely there, and our friends could be behind us in the forge recuperate, or not in the forge, in the what's left of the headquarters recuperating.
It's not a bad spot to be anyway.
Can we get there?
Yes, definitely.
Would
That's-
our blessing still be intact?
Lost Forge butts right up against the side of Old Town.
Would our blessing still be intact?
It would not be for whatever happened after that. Basically, it's whatever you're doing now, all the way through whatever you declare you'll be doing. So for instance, if you're saying that you're going to move from Lost Forge into Old Town, I would say that the entire trip there, you would be under the effects of this boon that you're under. But I would say that if you were to say stop along the way, that becomes another scene.
Then I say we straight shot it there. What say ye, Ymir?
Amir's enjoying himself. He's waiting for everybody else.
I kind of like to imagine that the entire rest of the group is sort of Legolasing along, talking to each other throughout the battle. Meanwhile, Ymir is just waded into it.
Yeah.
All you can see is like the top of his helmet.
Whirl of flames around me from the firewall spell.
Right.
Occasional bouts of light just to spring up. Dwarven drinking songs.
From far enough back, it looks like a mosh pit.
Poor Daddy was thinking, this is one time. It's definitely great that he did not stay in the cart. But
So
don't tell the dwarf I said that.
he thinks he heard you. I see his face. Is this a situation where like they're in one area and we'll be escaping another? Like a
Yeah.
direction?
Yes, you'll be going in a different direction than the way they're heading. The things are all rushing Lost Forge right now, likely because of what happened with Skovald. They're probably all trying to extinguish the forge again.
Oh,
I
shit.
don't know that I like that.
Yeah.
Do they have enough bodies to throw at that to extinguish what Hadari has relit?
Unlikely.
So it's safe then, maybe.
Correct me if I'm wrong here, but we've got a kind of a 50-50 coin toss kind of a thing going on here. We could either take the sewers or the poop tubes
Yeah,
or the hardwood.
yeah. You either have the sewers or you have the Old Town.
Well, if we take Old Town, then we can keep cutting them down the entire way there.
Mhm.
All right, so you're gonna hear me say this and everything, and I'm gonna say it on the recording. Torch, what are we doing?
I'm thinking Old Town. Got our
Old
way
Town,
through.
where we going?
With Torch.
All right.
I would like to call Midnight back to me, and then cast Hunger of Hadar in the the bulk of them to
Yeah.
hopefully pull them off a little bit as we get away.
Yeah, certainly. Your entire group is able to make your way through this place without having to worry about getting dealt any damage. The blessing that Hadari has given you protects you from all bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing damage that is not done by magical weapons.
I do have a question. Sorry.
So these things, no matter how hard they slash and bite, they're not magical. So they can't actually damage you.
As we're leaving the forge area, with the buildings and everything that's around it, and these things are trying to get to the forge that we're leaving, is there like any high walls or buildings that won't damage the forge but might cut off the road that they're trying to use?
Yeah.
Yeah, probably.
Okay, so as we're leaving, Lord Daddy wants to cast Eldritch Blast to hit those and kind of cave them in on the road.
Okay. Yeah, there aren't that many that are especially tall, but they are probably about maybe 20 feet tall. And the buildings around that part of the square are all larger to accommodate the smithing that goes on below and all of the storage that they keep above. So if you collapsed those things, you wouldn't just like close off those roads and make it harder for them to get through. You likely would kill a large number of them.
All right.
Yeah, you could do that, and it wouldn't stop them from getting in, but it definitely would slow them down a lot, and it would make it a lot easier for your friends to pick them off.
So yeah, as we're leaving, I'm gonna cast that.
Okay. Yeah, and you blow the foundation on 4 of these buildings, collapsing them in on either side of the road. So now you've headed off to Old Town.
Yep. Sounds like the plan.
So passing through Lost Forge into Old Town in the area that you are in is going to take you past the Iron Gates. The Iron Gates are the second entrance into the city, and the one that heads to the north. This gate is the one that you passed through to get into the city. You can see from where you're standing now out through the opening, out into the countryside that you had passed through. And you can still hear the clamor of war behind you. It gives you a moment to consider where you were versus where you are.
Pardon me. I'm still here. My dogs are being loud. I'm still here.
Uh, what does your character think, Kelly? What do you think at this point? Torch is witnessing probably one of the worst battles she's ever seen up close. And she sees now that there is a clear way to just leave. What do you think she would do? How do you think she feels seeing the simple life that she just came out of and looking into the chaos that she's in?
There's still people here to save.
And what about you, Lord Dadu, who's only fought for himself?
Well, that Oni done pissed me off. We ain't done tangling yet.
And Tonks, our
I need to,
light-hearted minstrel.
I need to figure out how to rescue the Weaver, and I can't let River's family fight this by themselves. So I'm in.
And as though anyone needed to ask Amir, who has spent his entire life looking forward to being a hero. The group of you shares a look between all of you, knowing that no matter what happens, you will stand beside each other. That this is what all of this has led to. And it may be the last adventure, but it will be one worth living. And then off into Old Town. You find as you get about halfway into that part of the city that these creatures have started to show up more and more en masse in piles of dead bodies. As you are getting more and more signs of thieves' cant along the walls and along the roofs and along the floors, you see that there is an active presence here. It looks as though it is all friendly, as they've been trying to take back this part of the city. You find that it is fairly simple for you to get all the way back to the Rotten's headquarters, as long as you take all of the back roads that River can lead you through. And it takes probably about 30 or 45 minutes to get there. From your vantage point now, you can see that Ivor's Tower is looming over the top of the city. And at the very peak of it, at its very pinnacle, you can see streaks of black lightning crackling through the sky, making shapes of skulls and crowns and all sorts of pictographs of monsters and things. He is conjuring something. Time is of the essence. With his last of his lieutenants dispatched, the Oni missing, Ivor's become desperate. It's only a matter of time before he starts to lash out directly at the city and take it apart, wave by wave. You make it inside of the courtyard of the Rotten's headquarters. What's your plan from here? This is Lord Dadu's idea.
I don't remember. Do we happen to have a map of the tower itself?
Not of the tower, no.
I know this is bad timing to remember this, but did we happen to talk to anybody that it's ever been inside the tower that could have given us some hints on direction, layout, traps?
We've got Modare somewhere around here.
Yeah, last I heard you had put Moldair in the vault.
Well, we're here. We might as well ask. If you want to ask, you can ask for directions.
So, yeah.
They're a wizard. They might even be able to draw you or to like magically draw you a map.
Yeah, I mean, that's entirely possible. He's been inside the tower a lot.
Okay. Then that's what I would want to do. I would want to go talk to him real quick and find out what's the best route up there. Is there a He's probably going to think that this is a weird question, but I'm going to ask it anyway. Is there a impossible route to his throne room or his main summoning room? Or is there one where it has a really thick wall, or there's no way in hell that someone could get through this particular route to where he is? Does that ring a bell for Mulder?
Before I answer that, I'm trying to make sure that I understand. Has the group decided to go down in and get him? Because he's inside of a sealed vault right now.
What's our threat look like right now? Like, how safe are we where we are?
You don't see any fighting around this area. You can hear the sounds of battle from a long way off, though. So it's unclear if this is like necessarily a safe area, as much as it is that you don't see any threats right now.
Okay.
Like, not so much totally let your guard down, but you don't have to worry about a knife in your back immediately.
I don't know. I'm pretty sure Lord Daddy's not going to feel comfortable for all of us going down there right now. So Lord Dadu is going to climb the wall of the courtyard, and he's just going to post up on guard.
Like he had done before.
Yeah.
I haven't been down there. I want to see it.
Haven't been there either, but remember what the ruins said.
Take nothing.
Yeah. Keep your little dwarven hands to your little dwarven self. Take nothing.
Oh, yes, yes. No touchy touchy.
Just keep repeating to yourself, William's not playing a rogue. William's not playing a rogue.
Surprised how often I have to remind myself.
Good question. We want to grab the painting, but we left it in there. Does the painting now count as their loot?
I'm going to say no.
Okay.
I'm not going to fully explain why, because that might give some other things away. But
Okay.
I'm going to say no.
Overthinker's got to overthink.
Honestly, that's not a bad question to ask, because that is
Yeah, I was
100%
wondering
the kind of stuff that a dragon would pull. Like, oh no, you put your weapons down in my hoard. They're mine now. Yeah, I mean, valid concern, but not a problem this time around.
Okay.
Good call, Heather.
Very good call.
All right, so going down, I'm okay with staying up here with Dadu.
River's going to go down. Takers?
Tonks, you just said you wanted to grab the painting. Who's going to grab the painting if you stay up here with me?
River?
River.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Mary, you said
so
you wanted to go down. You going down or you not going down?
William's going down there.
Okay.
William said he's going down.
Yes.
And at that, Lord Daddy would look at Torch and say, "Don't let the dwarf go by himself." Or
I'll
with
go down.
River.
Oh, going down.
So Emir, River, and Torch now go down into this vault with a magical artifactory painting and a blue wizard who seems to be on the verge of smoking himself out of a pack. You can see there are now 3 versions of Muldair's head that are all rotating around the top of his body that all appear to be trying to talk to different people at the same time. Telepathy is a bitch. He doesn't seem to even notice you come in. Seems like he is right now working as the central communication network for the entire group that you're leading. But you have easy access to the painting.
Do we learn anything from hearing his conversations?
Excellent question. Make
Good
me
call, Kelly.
make me an intelligence check.
Yeah, he meant you. I'll fail that.
Intelligence.
Chapter 2. There we go.
That became a dumb stat for me.
In
Did I hit the button? Did I hit the button?
oh, I see it now. It's coming. It's an 18.
Ah,
All right.
Heck yeah. Yeah, so let's see. With 3 heads going, he's speaking in 3 languages at once. You can hear Elven. There's also Sylvan and Primordial. Primordial is the common tongue of all elementals and Genasi. So that's one that you would immediately know. Plus, let's see, I don't know. Does your character know Elven? You might get more out of this if you know 2 of them. Let's see.
How close is Elvin and Genasi?
Not close. Nope, but you do have Primordial. So the message that you get, he is currently in the midst of talking with a group that is now in the trade market that are trying to repair and sort of reinforce that area as they're pushing further inward towards the wave of troops that is coming out of Ivor's tower. Meanwhile, the other group of forces that you left behind is still pushing from Scovold's area down south. So they're sort of trying to do a pincer maneuver and trap them in together with Ivor's tower in the middle. So that's what you're getting out of him.
All right. Force everybody to Ivor.
Yeah, River grabs the painting and climbs up. Emir, you are greeted with, here we go, William. Imagine for a moment that you are inside of a safe in your favorite heist movie. Except everything is gold-plated. And basically everything in here looks like just a shred of it could buy a kingdom.
Someday I'm going to see the Ember Room. Someday I'm going to see the Ember Room.
touchy, touchy.
It's sort of like the Cave of Wonders.
Truthfully, Amir would look around and see if there's any. Actually, no, I wouldn't turn on detect magic, but I would look around and see if there's any objects that stand out, such as weapons, armor, magic items, staff, wand, things like that.
So
Those would.
I was going to say, not that Amir would know this, but Muldair already did a detect magic, and there's nothing magical in this vault.
Okay.
But you're looking.
But gold, not really my thing. Plus, we've got enough of that. That wouldn't really interest Amir, but interesting objects would. So if there's nothing of that nature, then the only thing that would interest him is Muldair.
Okay. Make
Get
an
him right.
investigation roll.
Which one?
Investigation.
Investigation. Ooh, this is gonna suck.
Okay. You look around, you see it's not total disarray, but it's also not especially neat in here. It's just that there aren't like piles of papers. There's like a journal with papers stuffed in it, or there's a bin that has odds and ends sort of poking out of it. What you find is a 3x3 cube. It's about yay big. Think Rubik's Cube. Yeah, like that.
Okay.
On all over the outsides of this thing, there are carved big sort of gashes in it that are gold in color. And the exterior of it, other than that inlay, it's sort of speckled, almost like this cube was hewn from one solid piece of rock. But that doesn't make a whole lot of sense considering, like I said, it looks almost identical to a Rubik's Cube.
Okay. Out loud, I ask River, have you ever seen that before?
River already left.
Okay.
So
Then,
you and Torch are in there, though.
okay. Torch, have you ever seen something like this?
You can make an Arcana roll. Okay. You know that item is used to train young wizards to master their spells.
Well, isn't that neat?
I was wrong. There is treasure in here that interests Amir. Are there any rules about trading in here, Torch? Do you know?
Trading in the vault? All I know is you don't take anything from the vault, so we're going, right?
For this one, I need to get out my real dice. I don't usually kill characters with virtual dice.
Or we're gonna ask Mulder what we want to ask, and then we're gonna skedaddle.
All right, boss. So Mulder, if I get his attention and I ask him point blank, has he ever actually been in the tower? And if so, what's the best route to take? What would be a safe route to get to near to where the wizard is or the lich is? And is there a rather thick wall or a impossible to get to him spot that he would know about?
Okay. So Mulder pulls himself out of his trance. And everything past the third floor was always banned for me. They said it was because of a fire I caused on the third floor, but I don't remember ever being involved in a fire. You know, I don't remember a lot of the things they told me happened, though. We're finding that out as we go. So I could draw you a map as that far, but I couldn't tell you beyond that. And the way that he's got that place warded, I can't see the inside.
And remind me, how many stories tall is it?
So from the ground to the entrance, it is 10 stories. From that point up, you're looking at about 5,000 feet. So like the whole building is a little over a mile.
Since Torch is standing next to me, I would actually say this out loud, but flying worked for us the last time. Should we try to find a window at the top or go straight to the tower, I wonder? I say this to Torch to see if she has any opinions.
Yeah, I'm like flying in through a window.
Okay,
I mean, we can always try it, right?
while the two of you talk, I'm going to cut back up top. So River emerges with the painting to Tonks and Lord Dadu. This is too powerful for us to leave behind. It could be helpful.
Agreed. How do we easily, or how do we transport it around? I'm assuming it's pretty big, right?
It is. It's gosh, maybe really a bad judge. Maybe like 30 by 50, something like that. It's big. Like think movie poster.
Okay.
So and it's inside of this ornate looking gold frame.
So River's come out and said that to the two of us, right?
Yeah. Now, both of you know that this painting, you can go inside of it. River doesn't. You know that the only way in, though, is to fail the save. You have to take the poison.
So Lord Dad is going to look at River and say, "Be careful how you touch that thing, for one, but also, you know, you say it's too powerful to leave in there. How are you going to protect it? Out here, we're exposed to all of the bad guys, and we're going to the place where the big bad guy is. We got to have a way to keep it safe."
But if Ivor's so big and bad, can't he just go into the vault?
Yeah, I have no idea. All I know is it's magically protected.
So wouldn't it be safer with us?
As long as, we keep it away from the bad guys, aka, all the things that are trying to not only kill us, but also, infect us and try to become us.
This is really as far as I feel comfortable role-playing River, because this is as much as I understand of River's motivation. She believes
Right, 'cause
leaving it behind is not safe because Ivor can see and get anywhere.
if we bring it with us, we're delivering it right to them. Since aren't we going there?
Possibly.
So yeah, that's a predicament.
And this is the thing, my memory is unclear, but this is the thing that we cannot put in one of our bag of holding because it's a pocket dimension.
Because it is its own pocket dimension.
Okay.
So you would have to carry it with you.
I mean, if you both said that you want to keep it around, so I'm gonna leave it to the two of you to try to keep it safe. I've got great respect for the Weaver. I just don't want anything bad to happen to her.
Speaking of which, Heather, I need you to give me a perception check.
Sorry, you think I would know where this shit is by now. There
Eh.
we go.
You'd think I'd know too. Ha! Well, 21.
Oh, nice,
21
nice.
is great. Yeah, no big deal there.
I perceive.
Right. Yeah, as River is now holding this thing with her gloves, you are seeing that the spiders that you saw before are climbing along the inside of the painting, almost like they're behind a pane of glass. It's like they're trying to get out.
Hmm.
You want to make an
I'm not there, so I'm not there to say let them out.
you want to make an Arcana check for me?
I'd love to.
Okay.
Dean.
16's pretty good. So between what you've experienced already and what you are seeing right now, you know that the only thing that's been able to pass out of this so far has been those spiders. So even though these ones seem like they are contained, they have to be getting out somehow. Everybody that observed it before, they couldn't tell what was happening. They could just see that there were spiders all over inside of the hallway. And that when you got bitten, you became this husk of what you were before. The edges of where the painting hits the frame, you can see there's just a small sliver of space where you can see one of their little legs is poking out as it is trying to squeeze in between the edges of the frame and this doorway.
Okay, so I'm going to tell everybody what I'm seeing.
So basically River and Lord Dadu.
Yes, everybody that's present, that is. I'm going to tell them what I'm seeing. And tell Brooke, or sorry, not Brooke, River, that they do not want to touch that spider because we need her. I am. I am. I feel like. I don't know what to do. Uh-oh.
Oh shit.
What?
Okay, so so River, still holding the painting, fully understanding, shouldn't be holding the painting, fully understanding what you've said, but spider bite, bad. Definitely has been paying more attention to what you've been saying than the fact that she's still holding the painting.
Shit.
And one of these spiders now bit her. It rolled a nat 20. She rolled a 7 on the con save for the poison, and you see her shrivel and vanish.
She's in the painting.
I'm sorry, Brooke.
Sorry, Brooke.
Ah, welcome to the crowd.
She leaves for one game.
What it is.
Stay in the cart. Just saying.
when she comes back, we're going to have completely changed her species. She's going to be a cleric druid. It's going to be a totally different game.
So like we know how to get out. So should I just go in and get her?
It's disorienting to be sure, but you've been in and out already once before.
To clarify, to get in, you have to fail the save. Then you have to go through the spider-infested room that tries to kill you every time, just to get to the room that has the Weaver currently locked up in it in a disarrayed state, and say, "Hey, would you mind letting us both out because your spider bit us?"
I mean, it sounds hard when you say it like that.
Seems so easy in my mind's eye. Um, is there an easier way in?
To your knowledge, that's the only way in. You can, however, choose to fail the save. So you don't have to like roll like we did before. You
So I can
can,
just say
you can
I
basically
fail.
choose to let it hurt you.
Can I try something silly just really quick because it's in
I
my
love
mind.
silly.
My brain won't let me stop thinking about it. Okay. Can I try playing my lyre?
Yeah.
Okay. I
Okay.
don't have anything prepared, but I'm gonna play a song that I've been working on about the Weaver. Just imagine it was beautiful. You guys.
Quite lovely.
Instant hit. I can't wait for the Kids Bop edition. As you do, you start to see that the frame of the painting begins to glow with all of these spider webs that have been laid over the top of it over the course of time. You can't even see them without this, but they are now glowing with that same iridescent white-blue color that radiates naturally off of the Weaver.
Well, that's cool. Really happy.
Lord Daddy's gonna look at Tonks and said, "You played, you got her attention. How about just trying to talk?"
That's a good idea. So I'm going to try to talk to her. I'm just gonna say, um, oh great Weaver. My friend didn't know what she was doing. Can you please help her escape the painting?
Performance check. Performance check.
Actually, you can either use performance or persuasion.
Can I aid in that at all?
Both of them are with advantage.
Oh, there you go.
You just determine which one you want to do.
She's a bard.
$21 on that persuasion check seems to feel good. Just gonna linger with that one for a minute. Love that.
As often as it happens, y'all never notice that Heather always looks surprised that she rolled a Heather?
Honestly, I think more than anything is that it's almost like, have you ever needed to look at your phone? You've ran into every red light possible, and now you need to look at it so you don't ever see another red light. It's kind of like that, except it's with D20s. It's like, no. I mean, everybody talks about how I roll 20s all the time. And so I mean, it's not going to happen. Oh my God, it happened again.
That's it exactly.
Get it. I get it. I am also shocked, but also there was a time in my DMing career where I might walk across the room and go, let me see that die. But this is digital, and so that can't be faked. Okay. So you don't get an answer, but the painting keeps glowing even after you stop playing. So back downstairs.
Huh.
So what's Amir and Torch gonna do?
Muldair drawing us a map.
Yeah, he can do that pretty easily. He's got the ability to I can't remember the name of the spell now, but it's a divination spell that allows him to touch paper and it actually can just draw out an entire document.
Ooh.
Or make a map. It basically takes a perfect picture in your head and puts it on paper.
Oh, that's cool.
I'll have to look at the name of the spell again because I'm not on his sheet. But yeah, so he's able to like conjure a map for you that gives you all of the insight he has.
And is our best way in through windows? Like what's our best way in? Does he have that info?
So on the first floor, there is a balcony. It's a very large one that overlooks the city. It's facing like where Ivor's Tower faces closer towards the trade district. This one faces away and like off over Old Town. We've encountered it once before, and by we, I technically mean Lord Dadu because it is the entire area of it is used for the Artificer's wing of the Wizard's Tower. So this is where all of the Artificers were learning how to do their jobs, how to do their craft. That means that this space, while it is magical, is actually filled with more mechanical things than it is like magical things. It is, however, from the exterior of the tower, a plainly visible balcony. If you were to ballpark size, it's probably about the size of the interior of a McDonald's. Just think of anyone. It's
That's
that.
pretty big.
Um,
I would like to lean over to Torch and pat my chest area where I have a vial, a very interesting and very, very important vial of something. And I go, or just hear me out here. We could float to the top, skip the bullshit, and just hit him directly. Because if you're not cheating, you're not trying hard enough. And if we make our own hole into the top floor, technically we're winning, right?
You're just gonna fling yourself at the building and blow a hole in it?
Actually, I was thinking about making a hole as I tap my chest again.
Oh, you're just gonna, oh, okay, you're throwing a bomb.
No, the portable hole that we found in the
Oh. Is that big enough to fit through?
yes.
I mean, hell, suck me through.
A portable hole is about 4 feet by 4 feet, and it's a big circle.
I got a hole in me pocket. Yes, yes, that hole.
Yeah, depending upon how old you are, it's either the Blue Meanies or it's Roger Rabbit.
Roger Rabbit for the win.
I know both of them, so I'm good with it.
So you've determined you do know, in fact, where there is a balcony that could get you in. And Emir has made it known that he would like to use a portable hold. Meanwhile, who has the remaining sending stone?
I still have one, don't I?
That's what I thought.
I think
So-
so. And then
You-
Amir, I think, right?
Timothy has one. And the last one was with Muldair.
Okay.
So we can get the,
Right. You start hearing Timothy on the other end of your sending stone. I hope somebody's paying attention out there because things are getting real hairy under here.
That was pretty good. That sounded just like him.
Uh,
That's it. That's great.
I tried. It's that Midwest Minnesota accent that I'm not real good at. I got to try a little hard. Um, I don't think we have that much more time left before I can blow this thing.
Well, how long? How long before you blow the thing?
I don't know, maybe a couple more hours?
All right. So are we off to attack this thing then?
Well, you guys are currently with Modere, and Heather and I are with the painting, so we'd have to regroup, I would think, before discussing.
Well, we'll take the sending stone from Aldair since he doesn't need it anymore, right?
Definitely does not need it anymore. So you now
I'm
have
gonna-
2 or 3.
Scurry back up to the rest of the group.
I fell along.
I will hand one of the sending stones to Tonks.
That's good timing.
Probably a good thing to do.
Yeah, it's definitely a decent idea to give them to the people that tend to split up.
Yeah, Tonks.
Well,
Well, really, it's not Tonks's fault. Tonks just has a dog on a leash and she's got to hold on.
did you mean a cat? All right. So what did you guys find out?
You
We
gotta
have entrance into a balcony or using the hole.
I tapped my chest again. I really want to use the hole. I really want to surprise the hell out of him.
Wait, how are we going to get that high up? Last time we got to the entrance because we had a flying carpet. No. Was it the carpet or was it just a random stone thing that elevated us to the entrance?
Well, a couple people have the fly spell, right?
Yeah,
I
but
think
that's
just
what
fly.
we've done on others.
I don't want to interrupt things, but folks, I think you'll notice that we are missing River. River has gone into the painting. And I think that I would like to go in after her for 2 reasons. I want to see what the Weaver has to say about our current situation. I'd like to ask, and hopefully she will grace me with an answer, if she knows a good way for us to go after Ivor. And I would like to ask her opinion whether she would like us to drop this painting in the forge and destroy its hold on her, or if she wants us to take her to Ivor still in the painting. Does anybody think that's a crummy idea or?
No, go for it.
I'm behind it.
Or Dad is going to say it again. It's a dangerous thing to do. Good luck.
If any dwarf can pull it off, it's you.
All right, so I have to fail the save, or do I just say I failed the save?
You can choose to fail the save. Basically, what that means is that you are putting yourself in harm's way intentionally. So you saw the way that River got bit before. You have been bitten by this thing once before yourself. So you know full well you just have to get close enough to one of the spiders. And they are so small and almost completely transparent, which is what makes them very, very challenging to see. But you seem to have no problem at all tracking them. And without even doing a single bit of harm to this thing, you can definitely hold out your hand and accept the poison.
Hmm. It's sort of gives me an idea. Like, what if there was a way that we could, like, would we be able to take one of the spiders and get it to bite Ivor somehow?
Maybe.
Hey, if you want to go down there and talk to her, maybe ask her if she can unleash a fleet of these things and bite all of the shadow creatures with spiders. But that might infest her world with bad guys. And I don't know that we want that either.
We need arachnophobia up in this bitch. Okay.
Wow. All of a sudden, I'm flashing back to 8 crazy legs.
Okay. All right, so I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna choose to go in so that I can hopefully have a conversation with her, make sure the river's okay. I mean, I'm sure
Okay.
she's
Just as it happened before, you reach out to the painting and you can feel this spider bite you, and everything goes dark. As far as everyone else is concerned, you see her collapse into a husk like had happened before. And you can see that inside of that husk, there are crawling around little spider babies. So let's learn our lesson from last time and not cut open the giant thing of spider babies.
yes.
Quick
Yes,
side note. While she's doing that, I take the painting and I use a little bit of the rope that I've acquired. I attach that to my shield. I put that on my back so that the shield is between it. So it's against my back. The shield is on top of that. So if somebody attacks me from behind, this is protected. It's on my back. I'm holding on to it. That was it.
that's really smart. I'm going to give you an inspiration point for that.
Doesn't that,
Right.
doesn't that
Um,
also mean that if one of those spiders crawls out, it's really easy for it to bite you?
It is, but we've proven last time that it is incredibly hard for Emil or Amir to fail this save. He tried 3 times and couldn't fail the save. So,
And my armor's better.
so the reality here is that even if these things tried to bite him, the likelihood that it would be more than, well, a spider bite to him is low.
badass. Good job.
But yeah, very inventive use of what you got. So yes, Tonks, for you, the world goes dark. And then suddenly you find yourself in that same room. It looks exactly like the tavern before, except it's all made out of paint. And from your perspective now, you can see the leftover footprints from where you had been here before with your friends. And you can now see a big, fresh set of boot prints from River. You do not see her anywhere, though.
Am I able to tell where her prints lead to?
They lead to the shaft that would go down.
Okay, I'm heading down.
Okay. It takes some time to get down to the bottom of this rope. But once you reach down there, it's a safe landing. What's left behind is the remnants from your last battle here. And you see that now River is standing in front of the giant double doors that lead to the Weaver.
Okay. I'm gonna proceed through.
Okay. As you head inside the room, you can see her. She's now much smaller than she was before. She's probably from head to toe, maybe about 4.5 feet tall. And her light has all but dimmed out.
Oh gosh.
Her hair has gone gray, but she sits there sort of casually smiling and staring off into the distance, into the dark. And she looks up at you with a wide grin that warms the depths of your heart. You've come to see me again, child.
Yes.
It seems that our journey is nearing its end.
Can I get you out of here?
That's hard to say. I'm not fully aware of why I'm here to begin with. What is going on out there?
Ivor has taken over the town, and he replaced everyone's memories with false information. At this point, we have most of his people defeated, except for he has a large army. And he is no longer in control of the town. But we need to defeat him. He had dampened the Great Forge, but we have restored its light.
You see as you're speaking to her that she begins to glow slightly. You give me hope. Not all things are so easily ended. This place that Ivor has trapped us. He has also trapped himself. He has made himself a target for countless things. And the one thing that he is hoping that will pay out is that hope will die. He rules with fear, pain, he does not have any love in his violence. There's little I can do from in here. Do you think that it's possible to free me?
We've spoken to a wizard. His name is Mulder. He told us that we may be able to destroy the frame, and that you may go free.
And you trust this wizard?
I do. He hasn't led us astray so far. Um, he feels trustworthy to me.
Hmm. The spiders can leave, but I must stay. That's what we've found. That's what we've seen. So it's not my magic that they're keeping out. It's me. If you were to choose how this story were to end, what would you choose?
Ooh.
She folds her hands on her lap and looks at you with very kind eyes.
I would free the people of Reef and you from Ivor's clutches.
Hmm. As you speak, you see a comet streak through the sky above you. What else? Tell me, that can't be the end of the story. What else? What?
Ivor would be banished forever.
And yes. And you start to see as this sort of pinpoint of light gets larger and larger off in the distance, and then another, and then another. There is much that you can create. Many futures, none certain. But it's not about reaching the end. It's about forging the journey. I pledged a vow that I would never return to the material plane again. On my honor and on the lives of my children, I have kept that vow. And if I should keep it still, then perhaps you can carry on where I cannot.
I would gladly do so.
Again, a comet streaks through the sky, and she smiles up at it. Many more stories. The secret that Ivor will never understand is that as long as things are being created, there will always be me. As long as you believe, as long as you have the drive in you to do, to go, to learn, to seek, to be, there will always be me. And she puts a big hand on your shoulder. And you started to notice now that she's not as hunched over as she was before. She nods at you very solemnly and then kisses your forehead. And you can feel this sort of drive, this force flow through you. It's electric. Wherever you go, so will I. And while my words may be few in your days to come, you will not go without me.
I'm honored.
It is a shame that Ivor built such a perfect prison that it can contain even gods. A perfect trap with no way out. I will be here the next time you need me, child. And again, for as long as I am. But you are needed elsewhere. Your story is not yet done. There are so many more chapters to come. Please stop your cat friend from stealing from me.
Okay.
Yes, in very Indiana Jones fashion, River is picking apart whatever things she can find along the floor that look like they might be valuable or shiny or both. Now back outside the painting. As the lot of you are remaining outside, I would like perception checks from all three of you. Damn.
Nice.
It's a 22 on Torch. A 9 from Lord Dadu.
It
Not-
reset on me. Sorry. Hold on.
Not wanting to show off, Lord Dadu steps behind.
My passives is better than that.
Right.
I rolled a 13.
Okay.
Shoot, my pass is better than that.
So, Torch, you're the only one who made the perception check to hear the sound of something. The thump. The thump. The thump. It sounds like massive footfalls. The only thing you've ever seen that could have made that big of a thump with it walking was Skovald. So whatever the hell this is, it's huge. As far as you can tell, it is right outside of the perimeter of the courtyard.
Gosh.
You cannot see it from where you are. You can only hear the hard impact of it coming down on the road over and over and over again methodically.
Just share that knowledge with everybody.
Okay. Don't worry, it's not the Rancor.
mean, damn it.
I mean,
That's Amir's reaction to that kind of thing. So
you want to fight a Rancor, we can make that happen, but that's not happening right now. So yes,
you all heard them. You all heard them.
that's it. You want to fight a Rancor, we can make it happen. So Emir and Lord Dadu, you now are also looped in that there is something big and stompy outside.
Big and stompy.
I feel like that's the best way to describe what I just said, but much shorter. It's big and stumpy. Ooh, he's a stompy boy. So what are you gonna do? Anything?
Let's be honest here. Amir actually does light his lightsaber and walks outside.
Okay. So are you walking out of the courtyard, or are you only going to walk out into the courtyard? The
Walk
only
into the courtyard and try to see what this is.
Okay, I was gonna say, because the only real reason why I'm asking is so that I can describe what you can see.
Okay.
If you're like outside the door to the courtyard and you're like in the street, that's a different whole thing than if you were inside.
Just the courtyard.
Okay. From where you're at, you see a huge sort of, it almost looks like a volleyball-sized ball of acid hurl across the roadway from one side of the gate to the other side of the gate and impact something, and then you hear an horrible, agonizing scream. And then you hear thump, 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 thump. And then directly in front of you, boom. It's about the size of a longhorn. It is a black, scaly, green-eyed horned toad. This is the longhorn equivalent of a milk toad. They spit venom. You see on its back is a saddle. And one eye goes and looks over in your direction, and then it opens its mouth again and goes and spits a ball of acid off down into the distance, and you hear another and then you hear a gunshot.
Yes. Sorry.
As the toad hops out of view again. So far, Amir's the only one who's actually seen that. So
Hey, Amir grins and goes, shit just got real.
Is this our friend from the farm? Shit.
yeah.
Awesome.
Hmm?
That shit's getting awesome. I apologize.
Yes. So a moment later, you see walking into view is Illyria Silvertongue, your ally that you met at the end of the last chapter, reloading her rifle and looking high up on the buildings around. She looks like she has waded through about a metric ton of blood and guts to get to you. But her platinum blonde elven hair is still a must. Now, I don't know what y'all got going around here right now, but this is a bit much for me. Y'all city folk got something going on fierce, don't you? I found this, and she unravels a wanted poster for Torch and River. Came special. Not especially sure how. Figure that's what makes it the specialist. Now, y'all ain't in a mess of trouble like this now, are you? Ow! And fires off without looking, and you see this big bat creature fly back past behind her and crash into a building.
Oh, hell, Ilaria. I was worried till you got here.
Well, little guy, you don't got nothing to worry about now. Goes and rustles the top of your head and goes, Mama's here. Shh, shh. Trigger! Spits another ball of acid down the roadway, and then hops in and then sort of nuzzles up next to Illyria. Mind you, as I said, this thing is again the same size as a milk toad, so about the size of a Jeep. She called this one Trigger. Trigger's the fastest toad I got. It's the only way I would have gotten here in time. Rest of them would have taken way too long. Y'all look like you seen a ghost. It's about this moment that you realize that no matter how much hell is going on in this city right now, that Illyria has no idea what's happening.
So we can all clearly see her now, right?
Oh yeah, you could clearly hear her fire off a shot as she got into the edge of the courtyard. So you could plainly see her.
Well, I guess it's only polite for us to fill her in on what's going on.
She shoots a hand gesture to Lord Dadu that only you would understand.
Just a pleasant hand gesture.
um, it's a sign for friendship. That's what she says, anyhow.
Wow. Lord Daddy will reciprocate the gesture.
Yeah, as you fill her in, she gets more and more pissed off. So what you're saying is you've been in here having all this fun without me. Well, let's get this party going right. What's planned now?
Well, we're still waiting for a couple of our friends to call it reappear.
They go disappearing a lot.
One of them, yeah.
Y'all have always had a way of getting interesting folks to come along, huh?
Well, we made friends with this little feline who likes to get herself in trouble a lot. If I'm honest, it's one of the best parts about her.
You know,
She
it makes good sense you'd say that.
kind of
Ain't you the one that ran headfirst into a demon?
better me than anybody else.
Maybe.
It worked, didn't it?
Now, I kind of had a feeling things were getting a little sideways in here. So I brought along some friends. And you hear a rumbling in the distance that sounds like thunder. Can you hear that? You can feel it underneath your feet now. And you start to hear the croaking. It's a stampede. And we're early, but that's where I'm going to call game.
Yay. Womp womp.
So the cavalry's come in. So now whatever is left in this city that might be trying to get out of it ain't going nowhere. You have now successfully retaken the city. Ivor's forces are not defeated yet. But between all the work you've already done in this place and the allies you made along the way to help you, you are successfully saving this city.
That's handy.
Torch is going to be yeah, you're probably going to end up having to make some big decisions pretty soon. Well, actually, I guess that you and Tonks have a ascending stone now, so you'll both get in on it. Because yeah, next session, whether you like it or not, Timothy's going to have to blow that thing. He's at a point now where both mechanically and narratively, I cannot continue to make sense of him not doing it. Because now he is gone from being quietly in the background, hidden underneath, to the most active place in the entire town, because now you've got forces that have pushed everyone that Ivor has there.
It's a great place for a bomb to be.
It is.
Like it.
It also means that he is in the most dangerous place possible he could be. So,
Timothy, he'll be fine.
but that's the reason why he is pushing as hard as he is. Like, I got to do this or I got to not do this. Pull out my calculator.
It's too bad Amir can't hear all this, because Amir would be going, yes, 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 yes.
Okay. Everyone takes 750 experience points. You're welcome. Happy to pay out. Let's see here.
For all those needing it and everything, that brings us to 2910.
Yay.
2910 out of
3,400 or 34,000.
So
Well,
close.
Okay, we're at 29,010 out of 34,000.
So we're like slightly halfway on the negative side. Now we're slightly halfway on the positive.
Okay, I'm going to go ahead and stop the recording.